when I was in the Ogden mission, I found out February, the first February of my mission, that the mission would be splitting. And I was kind of excited, like, ooh, that'd be cool. I could go to a new mission, like, sweet. But then I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to leave my mission. This is where God called me, so I'm not supposed to go elsewhere. Like, that'd just be weird. Long story short, it came to be July 1st, and I ended up going to Salt Lake City with the new mission president, new missionaries, new teaching style, different people. And it was kind of weird at first. I was like, okay, this is not Ogden at all. Like, President Wynn was my new mission president. I had President Olson originally, and President Wynn just had a different way of doing things. And at first I was kind of like, is this right? Like, I mean, it seems like President Olson had it figured out. Maybe President Wynn has it figured out. I don't know. Like, this is weird. Like, completely different things. Like, one of the things President Wynn wanted us to do is go out and invite people to be baptized, not just in the first lesson, but on the streets, at people's doorsteps, within like 30 seconds or so. And you're like, what? How am I supposed to do that? Like, I mean, I've invited people to be baptized before. I've invited people to come into Christ, but not in like 30 seconds. And it was really something scary to do, but it was a testimony to me eventually after doing it that, oh, you know what? There is no correct way of doing missionary work. And mission presidents have different ideas, and they have different inspiration that comes to their mind. And being in Salt Lake City, that method worked so well. I mean, I'm sure it would have worked in Ogden too, but it was just something that I feel like was cool, because that's really what we're here to do as missionaries, is to invite others to come into Christ. And baptism's the first thing, so if you're not inviting them to be baptized, you're not really inviting them to change and to walk through the gate so that they can have eternal life. And other things, differences with the city, like I never got to serve in downtown Ogden, but there are definitely, Salt Lake, I feel like, it's just a completely different atmosphere compared to Ogden. Like, you have the U right there. You have the Salt Lake City Temple. You have not just Salt Lake City, but you have whatever Salt Lake City is, because you have Sugar House, Holiday, other places that are in Salt Lake, which I guess Rose Park, Glendale. They're basically Salt Lake, and Ogden's just kind of Ogden. It doesn't really have as much. If it does, I don't know. Like, from what I've seen and heard, it's just pretty much Ogden, but like Salt Lake kind of is bigger. There's definitely the fans. There's a lot of Utes fans in Salt Lake City, but Ogden's kind of like Weber, Utah, BYU.